Mr Mayhew.
Mr Deputy Speaker. I'm just going to talk about one new clause. That's new clause 29, which I oppose. This is the one that seeks to prevent further licences of North Sea oil and gas. Now, the reason why I propose it is because we have a plan for the decarbonisation of our economy, and it's policed, if I can put it that way, by the Committee on Climate Change. And on the path to net zero by 2050, we recognise that we have a continuing need for oil and gas, at least until 2035, when more than 50% of our energy needs will still come from fossil fuels, and actually right up to 2050 including, because it's net zero, it's not absolute zero. So we have to have oil and gas. So let's get it from the most efficient and environmentally friendly source. Now, the most friendly source is in fact Norway, but that is not an unlimited resource. That's about 7 kilograms of CO2 per barrel of oil equivalent. But that's not really the argument here. The additional oil and gas that we use doesn't come from Norway, it comes from Qatar. It's liquid natural gas being imported. And the CO2 equivalent per barrel there is 79 kilograms, whereas the North Sea is 21 kilograms. So it's a quarter the level of environmental damage per kilogram of CO2 equivalent. So the consequence of closing down the North Sea prematurely is to increase emissions, make our carbon footprint worse. It would be the absolute triumph of virtue signalling over the practicalities of decarbonisation. I'm so sorry, I've only got 1.5 minutes. So it's logical on environmental grounds to support new licences in oil and gas. But there are other arguments. There's the balance of payments. We used to talk about the balance of payments. In 2022, our trade and goods deficit was 63.9 billion. I would rather have our imports of oil and gas coming from the UK and not being imports at all, supporting our balance of payments. And there's the tax income. In 23-24, the OBR says we're going to get £10.4 billion of tax revenue from North Sea oil. That pays for an awful lot of public goods. We should be supporting that. And we should be supporting business profitability and jobs, because that supports our communities. And what that also gives is time for the phasing out of what is described as the just transition to renewable jobs. And there is an irony, Mr Deputy Speaker, that in new clause 30, the same proponents, led by the honourable member from Brighton Pavilion, talk about just transitions. But it is this longer process away from North Sea oil and gas, managing decline, which provides the space for a truly just transition to new renewable employment in this country. And I do not support new clause 29 as a result.
I apologise.